Welcome to Matchday 9 predictions for the Premier League, and we'll start with the pick of the games this weekend, and that is the game between Manchester United and Liverpool at Old Trafford on Sky Super Sunday. Both these teams had amazing results in Europe during midweek. In fact, both came from behind to win 3-2. Liverpool, of course, travelled to Atletico Madrid, where a Mo Salah double helped them beat the Spanish side. And Cristiano Ronaldo probably gave Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a stay of execution in his job, the Portuguese star scoring a late winner as Manchester United overcame a 2-0 deficit to win the match. Anyway, tricky game to choose this one, and with Ronaldo and Salah both on the pitch, there's bound to be goals and pretty much anything could happen. Logic tells me that Man United's defence is very suspect, and when you're coming up against the most informed striker in the Premier League, that's not ideal. I think Liverpool will win this one 3-1. Also playing on Sunday is Brentford and Leicester in the early kick-off. Brentford have started the season really well and look like a very decent team, just as they did in the Championship. They really played well against Chelsea last week and were very, very unfortunate not to get at least a point from that match. They'll surely be looking for another big performance this weekend. Leicester come into this match on the back of a fantastic week, really. First beating Manchester United 4-2 at the King Power Stadium before travelling to Moscow midweek in Europe, where they won a thrilling match 4-3 in the Europa League. Vardy was rested for the match, however, they didn't need him, as youngster Patson Daka scored all 4 goals for the Foxes in a very, very impressive performance. Leicester haven't had great results after Europa League action, and even though this game is on the Sunday, the amount of travelling that they've done, it concerns me. I'm going to go for a narrow 2-1 home win for Brentford here. West Ham have picked up from where they left off last season, really, and are currently in 7th place, with everything looking quite rosy for David Moyes' team. Star striker Antonio is joint 3rd top striker this season with 5 goals already in the Premier League, and he'll fancy his chances of adding to that total this week against the Spurs defence that has conceded 12 goals, the most of any team in the top half. Spurs avoided a potential banana skin last week by outplaying Newcastle during their first match since the new Saudi owners arrived. Harry Kane got his Premier League scoring account up and running too, with a lovely lob over Karl Darlow in Newcastle's goal. Tough game to call this one, but I think Spurs seem like a fast improving team, and I think they'll actually sneak this one 2-1. And the final Sunday game is Man City travelling to the South Coast to face the surprise package of the season, Brighton. Graham Potter has done an amazing job in turning Brighton around. Last season they played a lot of good football without much end product. This season they still have only scored 8 goals, but have kept things very tight at the back, and that's led them into a very good position in the league. Man City, however, have the joint stingiest defence with Chelsea, having only conceded 3 goals so far this season. I expect Man City to be too tough an opponent for Brighton, and I think they're going to win this one 3-1. Southampton versus Burnley is a massive game for both teams. Between them, they have just 1 win this season, so if either can get 3 points, it could really kickstart their season. I'm not really getting good vibes around Burnley at the moment, and I just wonder if this is going to become one season too many for Sean Dyche's team and club. I just think there's a lot going on at Burnley, and I think it's affecting performances on the pitch. I'm going to take Southampton to nick this one 1-0. Everton take on Watford at Goodison Park. Everton have been very solid defensively so far this season, as you'd expect from a Rafa Benitez team. However, they don't score too many goals either, but they may change that against a Watford team who got hammered last week in Claudio Ranieri's first game as manager. Watford have won 2 games this season, but once again it all feels a bit crazy, and I expect Everton to take care of business at home fairly comfortably, 3-1. Wolves travel to Elland Road on a good run of form, having won 4 of their last 5. Last week saw them snatch an unlikely victory at Villa Park after being 2-0 down to keep that good run going. Leeds, on the other hand, are struggling. With lots of injuries in their fairly small squad, they're having a classic difficult second season. I'm not too concerned about Leeds overall this season, though. I think they'll be fine, but I do have a feeling that they are going to nick this game. I don't know why, I just have a gut feeling that they're going to win for some reason. Leeds to win 1-0. Newcastle travel to South London without Steve Bruce, who departed St James's Park on Wednesday by mutual consent. Caretaker manager Graham Jones is going to be in charge as the Magpies look to win their first match of the season. It's hard to know how Newcastle will perform or what kind of team they'll put out, but they're facing a very good-looking Crystal Palace team who were desperately unlucky not to beat Arsenal on Monday night. Arsenal equalising in that match in injury time. As a Newcastle fan, I definitely have more hope than I did on Wednesday, and although I think Crystal Palace will outshine Newcastle in terms of possession and performance, I think Newcastle will leave London with a point after a 2-2 draw. 2 games left, and the first is the final Saturday match as Chelsea take on Norwich, top v bottom, and to be perfectly honest, all I can see here is one outcome, and that is a very solid Chelsea win. I think they'll outclass Norwich, and I think Norwich are going to struggle to break down Chelsea with their excellent defence. I'm going to go for a comfortable 4-0 win for Chelsea. And Friday Night Football is back this week as Arsenal face Villa at the Emirates in what should be a closely matched game. Villa, despite losing Grealish, have done all right and look like a solid mid-table team this season. They'll be happy with that. Arsenal continue to look mid-table too and could quite easily have lost to Palace last time out, as I mentioned earlier. These teams are 12th and 13th respectively, just 1 point apart, and I actually think that's how they're going to end the day too, because I think they're going to draw 1-1. What do you think of my predictions? Let me know what you predict differently in the comments below, and let me know how your team's going to get on at the weekend too. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you really soon for another video.